Joining us now with more on the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation is Dakota Brant, a Mohawk entrepreneur, artist, and public speaker. Thank you very much for taking time to speak with us. I want to start off by asking you this. When looking at your designs, it's noted that you are a certified Aboriginal business. Can you tell us what that means and why that's important?
I think first off, we need an opportunity in our communities to be able to know that Indigenous voices are being represented in an authentic way, and we're always challenged to make sure that that is occurring. And so, my sister and I, we are co-owners of our business, and what we do is we share a lot of our story about who we are, our background, our way of life as a people through the business that we do. In that way, it's really important to me to make sure that that when you want to support Indigenous business entrepreneurship in this country, that you're really getting into the stories and seeing that our people are being supported, our communities are being supported when you're looking into supporting our industries.
How is that story translated through your collections, the jewelry, the designs?
I think when people look at our designs, so the model of our business is conversation pieces that share the story of Turtle Island. And we're really trying to share a couple of different things. One, things that are near and dear to us as Haudenosaunee people, like the sport of lacrosse, for instance. We have an entire creators game collection in gold and sterling silver that we make because we love the game. And so also we carry lines like Garhago in the woods where we represent oak trees, maple leaves, and things that are indigenous to the Carolinian forest. And so people will look at those pieces like a pair of maple leaf earrings and say, well, how is that an Indigenous design? And then that's an opportunity for people to really discuss, well, what is it? Well, what does Indigenous symbology really mean? The maple tree is Indigenous to Canada. For Ungwahoi people, for the Haudenosaunee, including myself, the maple tree is more than just a tree. It's the grandfather of all trees. We have a ceremony for the maple trees because the maple sap is the very first harvest that we have in the new year. And so people don't really think of early spring as harvest season, but for Haudenosaunee people, it's the very first harvest season that we have. And so in these ways, we use our collections where people can really start to create dialogue and learn things that they might not have known previously about, picturing what something like an oak tree might be or a maple tree through our designs to think of how indigeneity is represented in those pieces.
And can you talk about that connection to the name of the brand, Sapling and Flint?
So Sapling and Flint is a name that kind of is endearing to me and my sister. So my sister, Jessie Brant, and myself, we're twin sisters. And Sapling and Flint are in the Oswego dialect of Mohawk, which is the language that we speak. It's the name of the twin boys that are the creators in our creation story. So in our creation story, we don't just have one creator, we have two. And their names, when you translate them into English, are Sapling and Flint. And so it was just kind of a near and dear representation to us. We are also twins. We create jewelry, and we just thought it was a really endearing way to, represent a bit of our culture in the name of our business.
Dakota Brant, a Mohawk entrepreneur, artist, and public speaker. Thank you for taking time to speak with us this evening.
Yeah.